Solutions Show. My name is Kenneth Bacor, your host, as you know, and I'm here in lovely Victoria area. Actually, we're in Jordan River for the opening segment here for a 2024 Hyundai Kona EV First Drive event. I want to thank Hyundai for sending me out, bringing me to lovely Victoria. We're here by the beach area, watching the waves come in with the Kona EVs as we're driving it around. So let me first start the video off by getting you some information from Hyundai, getting their thoughts about their electrification strategy and where they're going, and some thoughts on this new refresh of the EV, the Kona EV. Then, I'll give you some specs, walk around the car, show you some of this stuff, and then tell you some of my driving impressions. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, so I want to get into some more of a deep dive. I think the Kona EV has been a very important model for Hyundai, specifically in Canada as well. It's been a great selling vehicle for them. And this new version is just an extension and into the future a little bit more of this model, bringing it up, adding more features. But I wanted to talk about kind of the strategy behind it. So I'm here with Steve. How are you, Steve?
I'm very good, Ken. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you again. Can you introduce yourself for the audience?
Yeah, I'm Steve Flamand. I'm the product director at Hyundai Canada, and everything that touches product, that's my passion.
That's right. You're the guy that knows it. So I wanted to talk again about the vision and the strategy that the company has for this vehicle, because I know how important it is for you guys. And I think it's deserving of listeners to really kind of understand the thought process, because there's so much more choice out there. The bar at 150 kilowatt charging and 300-mile ranges and this kind of stuff, or 500 kilometers, it's kind of getting all the limelight, but there's a huge market for not that kind of vehicle. People need something that's more affordable. Does that factor into your strategy?
No, for sure. So when you think about where we're at today in terms of being the leading mainstream brand in terms of EV sales volume, we need to develop a portfolio that has the breadth and depth capable of serving the market. And what that means is you can't just sell $100,000 EVs. We're gonna go mainstream, which we are, so we want to.
And volume, right?
Yeah, in terms of volume, and we have established ourselves as a leader. We want to keep that position. We're going to keep pushing and having affordable entry-level EVs that are very capable, that are fun to drive, engaging driving experience, good dynamics, good range. The new Kona EV that we're talking about today with 420 kilometers is really the sweet spot.
Absolutely.
And we chose in Canada the long range variant being the base vehicle, because Canadian customers are telling us that's the range that is suitable for them. So we're developing a strategy to really go mainstream with the Kona EV. It will be our highest volume EV. And as we push the envelope with the Ioniq family of vehicles now, that's hit its strides, and it's gathering a lot of momentum in the market. We're well positioned to continue growing in that space. And of course, in the future, we'll have even more as we round up the whole portfolio, as we transition towards 100% EVs.
Absolutely. And one final question that I want to ask is, on a broader scale, how important is electrification to Hyundai Motor Group? I know you guys talk a lot about it. We hear a lot of press, but what is the reality? How important is it to the company?
We are fully committed to a zero emission portfolio by 2035.
Oh.
We're going to move quickly as the market accepts them, as we get ready for within the whole ecosystem of how to make this transition strategy effective. And it takes collaboration in terms of the charging infrastructure, in terms of the incentives to help during the scaling of an all EV market. So for us at Hyundai, we're very, very serious. We've got a serious portfolio that's already deployed. We're going to add to it. We're going to have more and more news in the coming months and years. Again, we're on path towards 100% EVs by 35. We're going to be there before then. By 2030, some of the provincial mandates require 90% EVs. We're also ready for this. So we're full steam ahead. We're committed to it. One of our motto or philosophy is progress for humanity, and that's part of it. So we want to do our share, and we're investing into it. We've got the resources, capability, and the portfolio that comes with it.
Well, you've made some great strides over the last few years, and I love seeing what I'm seeing, and continue doing it. It's looking great.
Absolutely. Right. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Steve.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. All right, one more interview. I'm here with Sean. Hey, Sean, how are you? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
All right, good firm handshake. Can you introduce yourself for the audience, please?
Hi, yes, so my name is Sean Zhou. I'm the Senior Product Planner for Hyundai Auto Canada.
Excellent. And he's the guy that's really, really smart, that knows a lot of stuff, but there are probably some things I can't ask him. But what I wanted to get, because I am going to go through all the specs and everything, but from a high level, Sean, how excited are you guys in this revised version of the Kona, which has been a great selling vehicle for you guys, especially in the electrified platform? How excited are you guys, and what are some of the main features that you've come up with in this new revision?
Yeah, so as you may know, the Kona EV has been one of the best-selling subcompact SUV in the EV segment, and we're really excited to introduce the brand new 2024 second generation Kona Electric. So we placed 3 key areas on to improve the car. So we gave it brand new design on the outside and the inside. We gave it advanced technology. We made it bigger on the inside and on the cargo space. And we're really excited to launch this brand new vehicle.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that you did extend on the space, because that was probably one of the only negatives that I had of the original Kona, because it's super efficient. I mean, you guys were taking ICE platforms, electrifying them, but the efficiency numbers were through the roof, even at that level. So it's been a great vehicle for that, but I did find personally, the rear seat to be a little small. So that extension is adding a lot more space, but just a lot more usability to the vehicle, correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
So also you'll find more advanced EV technology features that you may find on our Ioniq lineup, which is a bit more obscure product on the EV side. But now those features are available on our more affordable Kona Electric model as well, such as a faster level 2 charging system. We have the battery preconditioning system as well on the Kona Electric, as well as a heated EV charge port door on the Canadian market Kona Electric.
Right. And heat pumps as well as standard features.
Heat pumps is
now.
standard as
Yeah.
well. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. And when do you expect these to start hitting dealer showrooms and being available for the Canadian marketplace?
So as a matter of fact, these units are now being they're now being sold on the dealership right now. Actually.
Great. Yes. So consumers can go to the website or call their dealer and start looking at them.
Yes. So prices are out. The cars are ready for delivery.
Excellent.
We're ready for this beautiful model to go to the market.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited for you guys, and coming up is more specs and my driving thoughts, but I just wanted to get some high-level thoughts from these smart people here at Hyundai. So thanks again, Sean.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little bit from Hyundai about their thoughts and feelings on both this particular model, the refresh of the 2024 Kona EV, and their thoughts on electrification. So we're here in Victoria, as I said at the beginning. We finally got a chance to pull over after our first drive here, driving for a couple of hours, and thought I'd do some quick filming because we're going to lose the light and the clouds are coming in and out all day. So let me tell you a little bit about the Kona EV. It's refreshed, as I mentioned, for 2024. It's an all-new design. It's kind of carrying on some of the existing design language that we're seeing from Hyundai on their electrified products. The Kona's been a strong selling model, as you heard from Hyundai, right? It's both in Canada, in the US, and even right from the start, the original Kona EV was super efficient, right? Taking an ICE platform vehicle and converting it to EV basically is what they did, and they're still able to get 450, 480 kilometer ranges, even though EPA is lower. But the real life in the summer, you're able to get that range. Super efficient, running in the 14s, 13s, 15 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer range. Really, really good. So this continues on with that tradition, but what they've done, now they're using a more electrified platform, and the ICE versions of this are using that platform as far as the chassis goes. And what that means is that there's obviously subtle body design language changes, but what it means is features like a flat floor carry over into the ICE version, to my understanding. I think, but this has a flat floor in the rear, which it didn't before, right? Because you're taking a current ICE and electrifying it. So this is more like an EV platform, and it is stretched out, right? It's got some, and I'll give you all the specs as far as the numbers go, but it is stretched out. So, 3 pillars that you heard, right? New design, advanced tech, and practical space. Now, if we start with the exterior, it's got this pixelization stuff all over the place. A lot of little tweaks and nods to that. So carrying on with that design language in the Ioniq as far as that. It's got nice lines. I love the front length of the light treatment and the rear tail light treatment. I love that it's, visibility. I'm big on visibility, folks. So I love to see more lighting. And especially, for people to see you and braking and all that kind of stuff. And it has a rear wiper. So I know that Hyundai got hammered. Even us journalists, on the original Ioniq 5 when it came out. Where's the rear wiper? One is coming, by the way, on that model for 2024, so you'll see it in that model year. But it has that. So, you know, a really good use of design language. I like the looks. It's got lots of nice colors. You know, and again, I'll talk about pricing coming up. For that price point, it really, really nice. So I think they've done a good job. I like the lines. Even this chrome accent here, kind of to me, it's a little bit of a Genesis, you know, GV60 nod where Genesis will have the Z here. I think that treatment really looks nice. It makes it classy. Now, this is the ultimate trim that they gave us to drive, so it's the top spec. There's only 2 specs available in Canada, but I think they've done a good job. Now, for power and all those specs, and no, the camera's not tilted, it's just the ground's tilted, so we're a little off canter here, but, you know, I will pop the hood, and you will notice a difference here. So it's got struts to hold the hood up, and it does have some front space. But this is still a single motor variant, right? It's front wheel drive, 201 horsepower, 188 pound-feet of torque. The torque is a little down in the previous generation of the EV, but it's got a smoother power delivery. So they did that on purpose to do that. It still has a 64.8 kilowatt hour battery pack. In the US, there is a smaller version of this to lower the entry price, again, because in the US, these do not qualify for the US Fed tax credit or the IR credit, because they're not made in the US and all that kind of stuff. So they've brought a lower entry price point in the US to make it more enticing for consumers to look at the Kona EV as a consumer, you know, a around town kind of vehicle, or you could still take it long distance. So it's pretty good there, but it's still based on 400 volt architecture, of course, but you know, that's going to give you a range, an EPA rated range of 420 kilometers on this, about 260 miles, which is really good. And like I said, you know, it's not uncommon to see owners do more than that on these vehicles because of the efficiency that the Kona EV is known for. We'll also mention from a storage that this does have a frunk now, which is something they didn't have before. It's a 27-liter storage cargo capacity for the frunk, basically similar to what we're seeing in the Genesis and the Ioniq 5 and 6 models. It's a nice feature that they've done there. And since I'm in the front, the charging port is in the front here. Pop that open, as you can see. So it's nice having that front port access because it's easy. You can pull into a charging spot rather than having to back in. A lot of people prefer that. Still CCS combo charging. So level 2 though is what they've changed. They upped the level 2 charging from 7 kilowatts up to 11 kilowatts. So it'll be faster for overnight charging, you know, in about 5 or 6 hours, bringing it up to what you need. And DC fast charging, they bumped it up as well. I think it was around 70 kilowatts before. Now they bumped it up to 85. So not super fast, but again, you know, giving you 10 to 80% in about 40 minutes. This is that type of class of a vehicle because it is 400 volt architecture, not 800 volt. Those are decent charging speeds, especially for road trips. And you'd be surprised, even 40 minutes sounds like a long time, but it's not really that long time when you stop. So they've done some good things. And one other thing that's new for this model year as well, and for the refresh, is they have a heated charge port door. So when you activate your rear defrost, when the temperatures are below 0, it will actually start heating the charge point door. So if you are in snowy conditions or icy conditions, it will melt that so that you have the ability to open the charge port door. A really cool feature. Now for cargo capacity, I mentioned what the frunk is. Now this does have a hatch. Let me pop that open here. It's not a power hatch, it's manual. Stays up, nice high lift, which I like. Really good storage space because of the extension of that platform. Offers about 33% more interior volume overall. So for your rear seats up, you have 25.5 cubic feet or 723 liters of storage space. And if you put the rear seats down, they do fold flat. Take the cargo shelf off, you can store that as well. You upload or uplift that to 63.6 cubic feet of space or 1,803 liters, which is a lot of space to throw hockey bags and dogs and whatever else. A few more specs I just want to talk about here. Some new things I mentioned. Battery preconditioning, so that's something that's newer for this particular vehicle, both heating and cooling as well, so you can manually activate that, or there's of course auto modes which that'll kick in. So putting your DC fast charger as a destination, it will precondition the battery to help with pulling faster, pulling the power faster. Nice to see. You can actually see battery temps in the display as well. If I get some time, I'll play around with the display. Otherwise, I'm going to be getting one of these vehicles in a few weeks, and then I'll go deeper into a lot of that functionality and show you that in an updated episode. I mentioned the heated charge point door. Interior is nice, 12.3 digital cluster, 12.3 infotainment. It's a whole new GUI in this thing, so everything is new graphical user interface. It's a really nice look and feel. We've been playing around with it with the nav and some of the functions. It's really easy to find stuff in and navigate through. It's a nice seamless look. I really like the design. They bring this up to the Ioniq standards as far as the overall designs go. Faster CPU, all that kind of stuff. Does support over-the-air updates. Always great to see, so they'll be pushing those out. Provides digital key 2.0 solutions as well, so you can use your phone as a key or a watch and do all that kind of stuff. Blue Link app apparently support, and the app is even better now. They've improved the response time and the usability of that app, so that's nice to have. And all models come with a heat pump. Hey, great news for us knuckleheads here that need heating on a more efficient basis. And people were asking, so I'm going to bring it up. It does support wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. People want wireless, and it does support it. So that's also good news. So one thing is, you folks know, I always like to see how it is to get in the back seat. Now, if you remember the original Kona EV, it was smaller, so it had about 3 inches less of leg room. So I've got the door open, nice easy entry. Got to go lift a little bit below, but yeah, much more space. I have the seat where I would put it, about 5'7". Lots more leg room, good headroom, over a fist both ways. Comfortable, 4 easy, 5 in a pinch. Nice interior, good job. So just some quick driving thoughts in the Kona EV here as we have a little bit of light left and we're on our way back to our final destination, the hotel. We've been driving this for 150 kilometers almost, and it's been really great. It's averaging about 15.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is really good because it's 8 degrees, 7 degrees, but really cool with that sea air blowing through here. It's been a phenomenal vehicle to drive. Again, front wheel drive, so it's really smooth, very quiet, as you can hear. Not much really. The only sound we're hearing is the external speaker sound because I'm going below 30 kilometers an hour, so it's making that pedestrian warning. Very, very quiet vehicle and very, very comfortable as well for the class of vehicle that it's in. Very responsive. Again, my counterpart here put it in sport mode, and it certainly took off. More than enough power to pass trucks, get you up to highway speed, do those emergency maneuvers if you need to. And I've been driving mainly in eco mode, and it still has a really good amount of power. So I'm quite impressed with this vehicle in the performance that it gives you, because it really is not advertised or marketed as a performance vehicle of any sort. It's really a capable all day, every day, commuter vehicle, highway road trip vehicle, because it's got decent charging, good range, right? Over 400 kilometers easily in the summertime, and decent fast charging, 40 minutes to 10 to 80 to go another 300 kilometers or so. So I think that's really good. And I think, again, Hyundai has done a great repackaging of this vehicle, which was already one of their best sellers, and it continues to shine and will do so for quite some time. Just from a comfort perspective as well in the driving, I mean, the Ultimate has the power seats option, so you can get really comfortable. Just been a pleasure to drive. Heated seats, cooling seats, a lot of really features that you'll see in higher end models in this model at a really good budget price, comparable to what's out there. So they've done a good job. Ergonomics, everything is easy reach. I love having cup holders right where I need to put a coffee cup, and lots of good little storage nooks and crannies here. Good sized glove box, ambient lighting. They've really done a good job in sprucing up this cabin to make it better, good use of materials, just a really nice feel and quality of workmanship in this vehicle overall. The gaps are really nice. This is an early production model that we're driving here, first ones into Canada, and everything is really working quite well. No squeaks, rattles, anything like that. So again, the build quality on Hyundai has come a long way over the last several years or decades. Really a great car to deal with and to continue on using. So again, good job on them. Just a quick video of the lane keeping and the adaptive cruise control here on the Kona EV, the new Kona EV. It has, I believe, the HDA2 system that's common on the Ioniq vehicles from Hyundai. So as you can see, I've got cruise control and the lane keeping set at 3, the nav set at 81. It's keeping a space for that truck in front of us. But it's done a nice job of staying in the lane and maintaining that distance. You can see the HUD showing up, I believe, on here a little bit. That also outlines the status of what's going on, and works well. It's a nice solid system for, again, designed primarily for highway use to take the stress out of those longer drives so you can make it easy. So for pricing here in Canada, it's a really good MSRP. There's only two pricing options available in Canada. You have the Preferred and the Ultimate. Preferred is at $46,399, Ultimate $51,999. Both qualify for the $5,000 Canadian federal rebate, and if you're in BC, Quebec, or other provinces that also have provincial incentives, then you can stack those on top of this. So in places like Quebec, you could be walking away with $12,000 off that price, which is really, really nice incentive. Now, all of these, as I mentioned before, are built in South Korea, so they don't qualify for the US Fed tax credit or the IRA credit. So that's why in the US, they have different variants. They have the 48.6 kilowatt hour battery pack version, which is about a 200-mile range. An SE version starts at $32,675, so pretty good for a $32,000 vehicle. You can bump that up to the higher battery like this one at 260 miles, and that will cost you $36,675 before freight, PDI, all that stuff. So a really good price point, I believe, on a much improved vehicle. Very, very strong recommendation from me. Obviously a thumbs up on this vehicle. I love it. I liked it before, and I really love the fact that the back seat is bigger, more room, and a little bit more cargo space as well. And it's still comfortable, quiet, and a really nice handling vehicle. So Hyundai, again, has done a great job. So in closing, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode on the 2024 Hyundai Kona EV, the refresh version. Again, thumbs up recommendation for me. Hyundai's done a great job. Super value car. Front-wheel drive, good price point, very nice driving mannerisms, quiet, comfortable, good use of space. It really checks off a lot of boxes. And I think this is going to be a great vehicle for people that want to get into electrification, that have been holding off, that can get tremendous value for a really competent EV. So I hope you guys check this out, and I'll have more information coming up in a few weeks when as I mentioned, I'll be getting one of these sometime around middle of January or so of next year, and I'll be able to do more comprehensive charging review. I'll do some driving, show you the efficiencies. I mean, we're getting 15 today, and it's cool. It's about 4 degrees right now. We've been driving probably about 100 kilometers, and we're at about 14, 15 efficiencies, which are really good. So I'll be able to get more in winter driving too. So I'll probably put it to colder temperatures in Ontario and give you more information on the interior, the displays, and all kinds of functions. So until that episode, everybody stay safe. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, I'll see you when I see you. Take care and bye-bye.